So, hello. So, today I really want to talk to everyone about stress and anxiety and just helping you find a sort of switch off button and a de stress button. I might talk about a few of my favorite products. There's no way that I can tell you everything. And I also like to always say that I'm not a doctor. This is just from my experiences, what works for me. So, just a couple of tips and tricks that I've heard from other people that have helped them as well. So, if you are under medical care, please go and seek whatever you need to from them. Let them know what you're doing so that they can support you. Okay, so I always like to start off with saying as well that, it's all well and true me saying to you, go and put an oil on, which is great. It does help. But I think when you talk about stress and you talk about anxiety, I think it's really, really important. If you do suffer with those things, of course, seek medical help and everything else, but is actually tell people around you. Okay, because when you are in a state like that, like, look, we've all gone through states like that. I think it's the hardest time to be able to help yourself. Okay, so if you've educated people around you on what might help you or things that they might be able to do to help you, it could really benefit you. So, for me, if I get really stressed out, it helps me so much if someone can just turn the diffuser off. Because sometimes I'm so stressed out and I'm always too busy helping everyone else that, you're in a point where you can't actually help yourself. So educate them. Is there an oil that really helps you that someone could bring to you if they seem like, if they feel that tension, or they seem like, oh, she's going through a really hard time, this might help her. Educate them. Tell them what works for you. Talk about what you are doing with your oils so the people around you can also help support you. Because yes, we can support ourselves, and obviously it will always come down to you, but if you can educate your friends or whoever else, your family that are with you when, mostly, your times are stressful, then it will be much more supportive. So the one thing that I always like to use when I'm stressed is balance. I call it my Calm Me Down oil. I go through bottles of this, and I have used many bottles of this to get me through, especially stressful driving with kids. But when you talk about an oil, okay, there's different ways you can use your oils. Does it work for you to put it on topically? Under your feet's a great place to be putting them. Does it work better for you if you're putting a drop in your hand and rubbing it together and just cupping your nose and just breathing it in? That'll go straight to your brain. How is it helping you? Because, what works for one person is not going to always work for someone else. Okay, so like with my Ari, if he's really like hypo or anything and stressed out, and it is too much for him sometimes if I put the oils on him, because he's little. He doesn't need that much. So literally all I need to do for him is open the bottle and put it straight under his nose like this. That's it. That's all I need to do for him. And he can just sit there and sniff it. And you can literally see him calm down. Okay? But for me, I do personally, like, I would prefer to just do the drop, and if I can get some out, this has really thick oils in it, like the vetiver, so it may take a little bit longer to come out. But one drop, and this is pre-diluted, so you don't actually have to like dilute it further with the coconut oil if you don't want to, depending on what you need. If you've got sensitive skin or whatever else. And I just rub it, and I just literally, that's it. Okay, that's what works for me. But everyone's different, and then you can rub it wherever you need to rub it. Dr. Hill actually recommends this daily as part of people's routine under their feet every morning. But work out, is that the oil that helps you? Wow, I just feel that's gone to my brain. Okay, that is intense. So if anyone's never used balance before, I love balance. So I always say to people, most people can either go with balance or peace. It's one or the other. I don't know why, but I always have people say that it is either balance that works for them or peace. So try those. They are beautiful grounding oils that can really support you emotionally. And that's definitely one place that I would start with. The next thing I'm going to move on to, like as a suggestion, is, so we talked just a couple of seconds ago about, you know, that you can use oils topically. So like I said, under your feet, just how I put it in my hands now. Or you can aromatically use it. So how I was still doing it like that was still aromatic. It's still me breathing it in and allowing it to get to my brain. But I don't know if you can see in the background, but putting a diffuser on is your aromatic method, okay? Or putting it in a car diffuser, or putting a little cotton bud with a couple of drops of essential oils in your air vent in your car. That's aromatically using it, okay? It will still work. It'll affect you in a different way. Work out how you want to use it. The other way that I'd like to suggest using an oil is internally, okay? So you can put essential oils in a veggie capsule if you hate the taste of them, or if you need to get it down to your gut, because obviously a lot of our emotional health and mental health and everything else will start at the gut. If your gut's not healthy, you're not, you know, you're going to be worse off than you could be if you're supporting your gut health as well. Okay. But my two go-to oils, especially on a daily basis, especially if you're dealing with stress, anxiety, and you're just trying to find a way to handle your emotions, would be frankincense and or carbaiba. Okay. I personally prefer it orally under the tongue, and yeah, choose which one works for you. I take a lot of the vitamins, so I find frankincense taste is really strong for me, whereas I know a lot of my friends love frankincense under their tongue. So pick and choose. I find carbaiba is not as strong for me in the sense of the taste, but I still get a great effect from it. So and then I've got other people who prefer both, but in a capsule, and they put a drop or two of each and internalize it. So, you know, there's all alternative things, but they're just suggestions. But you have to try something to see how it works. So don't just try something once and be like, oh, yeah, no, that doesn't do anything. You know, like, you have to be consistent in using your oils for them to do anything and for them to actually work. Okay? If you're not using them, how are they supposed to support you? It's not a miraculous cure that's just going to miraculously make you feel better all of a sudden. There are support mechanisms to give your body some chemistry to allow it to heal itself. Okay, so if there is an imbalance in your body that's going on, that's maybe causing you to be more stressed or something like that, it will give your body that chemistry. If you're using an oil that hasn't got the right chemistry, it's not going to do anything. Of course it's not. So that's why you do have to try something else. And you have to be consistent. Maybe it needs a couple of goes. Maybe it needs more of what you're doing. Maybe it needs it on a consistent basis so that it can support itself. Okay, so try one of those. Yeah, I really, really love them. And, you know, anyone who knows me, I get obsessed with frankincense and the vitamin DDR on its brain health. So, yeah, okay, we're talking about stress and anxiety. And I feel like such a big part of that is either us with kids or the kids themselves. They go through so much these days that we need to be able to support them as well. So, you know, rubbing frankincense up and down their spine, diluted with some, you know, fractionated coconut oil. Or I prefer going one step further and using the DDR, which stands for damaged DNA repair. Using that on your children, support them so that they, you know, can be supported in that mental health, because, you know, every day is not going to be easy. So support them so that they can, you know, function a little bit better. Yeah, so the main ingredient in DDR is frankincense, and that's why I recommend DDR, going that one step further. But if you have just frankincense, that is great. Use it, okay? It is definitely an oil that we see so many benefits to. It is very, very supportive to the brain and to, you know, like the neurotransmitters connect, you know, talking to the brain. So that's why I say get up and down the spine. It's very, very supportive in that. Now, I definitely want to talk to you about the Lifelong Vitality Pack. I'm not going to go through everything about them, but I'll tell you the basics on why I recommend this for stress and, you know, all those things that come with that, and anything to do with your mental health. And the reason is, okay, it's great. It's got all the nutritional benefits. It's got all the omega fats. It's got all the, you know, nutrients that you're needing. But when they did the study on these, when they first were developing them, it was very interesting. There's an article on the doTERRA website that says that, you know, they got all the results that they were assuming, like, you know, it increased cardiovascular health, it increased all those sort of physical things that they were expecting, and dramatically, which was fantastic. But the one result that shocked them was how much people's mental health was supported. Okay, so that's huge. That is huge. That by taking a vitamin, how much their mental health was supported. Okay, and I guarantee you, like I always say to people, there's a 30-day money back 30-day money back guarantee. honestly, if I stop the DDR, I feel like I go down. Like I feel lower than I usually am. I know it sounds ridiculous, but once you've taken them and you have been consistently taking them, honestly, it makes a huge difference to like in how often I'm sick, that I'm not having, how you can consistently be, I don't know, some people can consistently be low, or you can just be like, oh, a little bit low, but can, still be happy, but have some low moments. I just find I'm have so many more lows than I do, positivity if I'm not on my vitamins. So hands down, take it, try it. What have you got to lose, really? They're very, very powerful and very, very supportive. Okay, so what else was I going to talk about? Okay, other ways to support you. Okay, so it's great us talking about the oils. Obviously, it's an essential oil company that we're talking about, but they've got other products, okay, that you can use to help you relax. Just chill out, maybe just turn off the button when you need to. And one of the newer products that I've actually only just started using that I'm absolutely loving is the Lavender Peace bath soap. Okay, well, soap. So it's a bar, and I know we traditionally go back to the liquids these days, but I am so in love with this. I ran out of the liquid one that I get from doTERRA, and I just happened to just order this. And it's like I used to put Lavender Peace in the kids' bath when they used to come home from, kindy, and it's a game changer. I just feel like they're so much more relaxed. They tune out. They're just a little bit more yeah, I don't know. As long as you like lavender and you don't have hyperactivity from lavender, so just check that. I've got to be careful with my son how much I use, so I wouldn't sit there and leave it in the bath. But yeah, I just find it's a really, really calming and relaxing one. I personally been using it as well, and I'll do it with magnesium salts as well, so putting them in the bath just to allow my body to relax as well. And when you do put essential oils on in the bath when you're doing a magnesium bath, put them on the salts so that they attach to the salt, so that when you're absorbing the salt, you're also absorbing the essential oil. And doing that with the Lavender Peace, I just feel like it's taking it up a notch. So definitely try that. It's a beautiful one to help you just your body relax. It's all great to help our mind relax, but sometimes it's actually our body that just needs to like come down a notch so that we, can get into that deeper sleep. I feel like it really helps me be like, okay, I'm ready to get knocked out. I can go to bed now, just unwind for that night. So if you're needing that, definitely would be one way I'd recommend trying. And the other range that I really enjoy using, for emotional health is just the actual emotional aromatherapy kit. So you can get them in the touch rollers or the actual bottles. I love them in the touch because I just feel like it's like a perfume. You just want a bit of passion. You just want a bit of life back into you. Put a bit of passion on for your perfume. Great way to just give you that liveliness again. You're feeling completely down. You can't even like get ready to do your day. Motivate, what a great one to be. I love putting it on my wrist. I just find for me, it's very strong, the smell. So, that's what I mean. Everyone loves it differently. Some people I know love it on the back of the neck, but for me, it's way too strong up close to me. So I just prefer it on my wrist so that when I'm, doing something, I have a quick sniff like that and I'm still getting the benefits, but it's not so intense up in my face when it's up here. So just find where you like it. How is something supporting you? It may take you a couple goes to get used to the oils or which one works for you, how you want to use it. But yeah, once you do, it really can support you. Out of these ones, I know that they did a lot of science that I do talk about a lot, and they showed that Forgive by Diffusal method had the biggest impact on changing someone's mood. It's a great one to, like I said before, teach someone to turn the diffuser on. So when you're feeling down or you're feeling, or really low, stressed or something, maybe get them to try putting on Forgive, maybe putting it on with Balance or something just to help ground you as well, The other one that I would probably put on is something like citrus oil, just to pick you up in sense of liven you up. And before, when I was talking to you about having either Balance or Peace, so Peace is another one of the emotional blends. And then you've got Console. I love Console for my kids. I don't know why. It just seems to be like, like in the morning when I'm dropping them off and they're stressed, they don't want to go to school or something. I just find using console on them really, really, really supports them. So there's a few suggestions on kids' emotions as well, because I think it's really important. You know, we always say that we're stressed out and we're this, but sometimes it's our stress that gets we push that onto our children as well, because when we're stressed, it makes them really stress out. So I think if we can support ourselves and them as well, I think it makes a big difference both ways. So I know it's important to think of ourselves as well, but I think we should think of both when it comes to stress. So I just said to you about some citrus oils as well, and some of the blends that I love. So obviously you got your individual citrus oils, like, you know, lemon and lemongrass, grapefruit, all those different types of ones. But the blends that I really, really love for picking me up personally is Elevation and Citrus Bliss. I just love these ones diffused. I find Citrus Bliss is like a lollies. I don't know why. It just like makes me happy, makes me giggle. Because it just makes me feel like I'm being naughty, because it's like, I don't know, I'm like in a candy store or something, but it's just so sweet. And I don't know, yeah, that's why I love diffusing it, when I just feel like I just need a bit of that, you know, childhood lovey come back to me. Yeah, that's Citrus Bliss. And then Elevation, I feel, is more like, how can I explain to you Citrus Bliss? So it's called Elevation is your joyful blend. And it's actually pretty much like that. It's very citrusy. I'll tell you what's in it. It's so you have your wood oils, citrus oils. It's got Melissa, so very expensive oil, Melissa. Yeah, I think it's more citrusy than Citrus Bliss. Citrus Bliss is more sweet, whereas Elevation is, especially when you've got more of those different tones, I think it's more uplifting. So it just depends. Yeah, you really have to smell them. I can't explain them to you. That's not my specialty. Sorry, guys. But definitely will give you different emotions. And I have an obsession with whatever I put on, putting peppermint with it. I don't know if I'm the only one that does this, but peppermint just focuses me. It just allows me to, I don't know why it helps me, but it's really, really focusing for me. I internally take one of these beads. If you've never seen a bead before, I'll just show you it. So it's a half of a drop of an essential oil. Hopefully you can see that. And just put it in your mouth. I've already had a few of these, so I won't keep taking too many of these, or I may not be getting to sleep tonight. And I just find if I take these in the morning, like as a mint, like one, it freshens my breath. Two, it just helps my brain just to stay here and focus, rather than, you know, sometimes we just let our brain go and like all these things we have to do. And I think that's what stresses, well, me personally out. And that's why I love taking these, especially in the morning, or, you know, that mid-slump afternoon. Yeah, it helps me focus. But when I put the diffuser on, like now I've got frankincense and peppermint in there. I don't know, it just makes the frankincense like burst of like frankincense, but it just picks it up and gives it another note. And peppermint and lemongrass is beautiful. I just find, me personally, I'm just obsessed with adding the peppermint to whatever else I'm needing. Like I just needed some brain focus at the moment. And so I just felt like add that frankincense in for that, but always peppermint just to give it that extra boost. So that's my suggestion. That's what I do. There's so many different things that you can do. Get an oil and give someone a massage. Like how relaxing is it when someone can give you a massage, but then take it up a notch by using an essential oil that they actually could benefit them. Okay, look up the aroma touch technique. Okay, it's simple technique that doTERRA has created that you can do someone's hand massage. It's amazing, honestly. It just helps you just to sit there and just unwind a little bit. Okay, but using your essential oils with those things is really going to take it up a notch. So yeah, doing your massages, putting them in the bath, putting the diffuser on. Start with your basics. If you're not even doing the basics, how are you expecting to support yourself? You need to be using your oils for them to work. Okay, and then I just can't stress enough to teach people around you. Okay, because I know when you're in a position like this and you're in a spot where you just can't even focus yourself. And I know, like, I just remember the other night I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, not feeling well. And I just remember my husband, he just went and turned the diffuser on. It was fantastic. Like, just have someone, and then you're just like, I don't know, it just changed my mood. And I was like, then I could do whatever I needed to do because I just didn't have to think about it for a minute. Someone else could think about it because I was not in a position to think about that you know, doing everything. So sometimes it's nice if someone else can do it for you when you're just, you know, you really just can't focus. It's nice when other people around you can be like, hey, do you want a peppermint ball? They're not even telling you why. You don't even think of why because you're not trying to help yourself at that moment. And then you've taken it, and then all of a sudden, I don't know, you start doing things, and then you realize, oh, wow, that really helped. Okay, so share it with the people around you. Really support people around you and yourself. Get the oils on you. Use them. Like, are you putting something on you when you leave in the morning? Okay, because you know the mornings can be really stressful if you're not starting off your day right. Because then by the afternoon, how are you expecting that oil that you put on from the morning to last till the afternoon? Your mood's not going to be the same. You need to be supporting yourself as your moods change as well. Okay? Buy those little key rings that you can get from doTERRA that have little 1 ml vials in there, and fill them up with a couple of your favorites. Okay? Something for internal, something for aromatic that you can put on your hands and smell, and maybe like some frankincense to put under your tongue. You know, make a mixture that will support you throughout the day, depending on, you know, I don't know, if you've got a really busy work week and you know it's going to be really stressful, or I don't know, something's happened in your family, you're having emotional time. Pick those oils that will, you know, support you in those sort of situations. So that's my advice. I hope it helps someone. Give me some feedback. I'd love to hear how you're using it. And I might attach a couple of photos of a few things that I found that I just really loved, and help me think about which oils to choose for what. And yeah, you can tell me what you think. All right. Thanks, guys. See ya.